Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Tiberius Dawnbringer, and I was originally planning on doing this video out in nature, in the woods somewhere, but nature decided it was going to rain a lot today, so it kind of made up my mind for me. Um, but so no big deal. We're doing our video indoors, and I just enjoy making videos out in nature because I can usually think more clearly and I feel more grounded. Sometimes I feel more energized just being out there. I feel happier when I'm like in the woods and such, and yeah, it just generally feels good being out in nature, and would like to make, well, the majority of my videos in the woods or next to the pond and rivers. And I live on a farm right now, so there's all kinds of stuff around I can use for like background and such. But yeah, I enjoy nature because, well, I don't honestly know what I'm trying to talk about. But it's not uncommon for people to want to go out into nature, do nature walks and such like that. I want to say the Japanese actually have a word for it. Shinrin Yoku, I think, was the name. It pretty much translates to like forest bathing, or what was it? Taking in the forest atmosphere. It gives people an escape or reprieve from the everyday technological, electronic nonsense that you have to deal with in everyday normal life. And well, at least in Japan, I don't know if this part's true here, but in Japan, it would inspire their residents to reconnect with and protect the country's forests, you know. And I know there are people in this country that care a lot about, our natural forests and stuff like that, But anyways, I guess that's what I'm gonna make this video about then, a little bit. So when I actually go for a walk, I actually have particular stones or crystals that I carry on my person, and yep, I've yet to take them out because I just got back. I had to, change out of my clothes because I was drenched and stuff like that. But I do actually have them. And you know what? I'll go ahead and show them to you since I got them in my hands. Alright, so the first one I'm going to show you, and hopefully the lighting won't be too much, this is called Dragon Blood Jasper. And it's mostly green. You can see the reds, beautiful blood red coloring in there. This is similar sort of in appearance to bloodstone, but well, if you look at both of them, you could definitely tell the difference. But I've been carrying this stone on me for quite a few months now. I know it's associated with the heart chakra. It represents love and passion, fiercely emboldens courage, resolve, determination, and practicality. Whatever properties does it have? Promotes inner strength and willpower, and energetic boost of vitality to help one's recovery, which I am constantly healing, so makes sense. But I mainly started having this like a month or two after my previous employment came to an end, because well, the love and the passion part was kind of a big deal for me, because I was single at the time, still am, but whatever. And at that time I was pretty much like, you know what, I'm ready to try to reconnect with someone, and just wanted to give myself, you know, that fierce emboldening, or whatever you call it, the courage and all that, willpower. I had been so focused on the job I was at for months that I had completely forgotten about any kind of relationship kind of thing, but whatever. So mainly I got it to, you know, I don't know, kind of work the throat chakra. I guess I wanted to be not so nervous when it comes to talking to people and such, which even after all these years, sometimes you still need a little bit more courage and such. But anyways, so that was the Dragon Blood Jasper. What do I have next? Oops. Sorry, something popped up in my background. These installs, they just show up when they want. They don't care about your schedule. Alright, so the next two I have are actually the same stone, but I have two of them because to me they're freaking pretty. So let's see, I'll show you this one first. They're both green tree agate, and they always have like a good strong white and green color combination going on there. And I'll try to move the light so it's not so shiny, but that's one. Here's the other one I have. It's more of a triangular shape than round, but you can notice, yeah, the white and green, white with the green lines tracing all through it. Yeah, those are good. Those are also associated with the heart chakra, but you know, they're green stones. And well, I was gonna go over this more in another video, a separate video, but I'll go ahead and explain it since these are pretty much all green except for that last one. But there's a lot of stones that are associated with each of the 7 basic chakras, and usually, especially if you're just learning this kind of material, it's good to know that each color of those chakras, there's stones that are usually of that color as well. And let's say the root chakra is red, so if you come across a stone that's pretty much red, there's a good chance, 9 out of 10, that that stone is specifically intended to be connected with the root chakra. So the heart chakra, the middle chakra, is green. So most green stones, I won't say all, but most green stones I've come across are associated with the heart chakra. So the green tree agate's associated with the heart chakra. It's stone of inner peace, calms nerves, good, let's see, supposedly it removes arrogance. I don't know if that's true. I don't view myself as arrogant, at least not anymore, so by the time I got this stone, my arrogant phase was mostly over with. Something deals with relationship issues with children, connected to nature, boosts immune system. There's more, but that's pretty much all I can recall. But the main reasons why I got these stones, and the next one I'm about to show you, is because they help you connect better with nature. And lately, like the past 5 or 6 months especially, I have been very much into connecting with nature. I moved on to this farm. Has it been almost a year? Yeah, roughly about a year, I think. But anyways, you know, being on a farm and rural area, there's nothing but fields and woods around, and it's really not that boring here, to be honest, even though I do not have access to internet I still enjoy it here. You know, nature is very good for helping to cleanse your auric or etheric or energetic body or field. And that's why people tend to just walk through the woods, go through trails, or go hiking, or some people like to go kayaking. I don't. At least that's how I feel right now. Maybe if I try it, I might change my mind, but I usually don't like to do anything involving going into water, because one of the few fears I have left in my life is going underwater. Like, not even so much drowning, just going underwater. Especially since my ears don't particularly care for going underwater either. So I make especially sure that I avoid that kind of activity. So, but anyways, moving on. So the next stone I have here is called a moss agate, and I hope it's a shiny stone. Mine's tumbled, so it's smooth. And actually, looking at it through the camera now, I mean, it looks like it's green with a lot of white in it. So I'm sure some people might easily confuse this with, you know, the green tree agates that I was just showing you. But hey, go away. But as I said before, it's a green stone, so it's associated with the heart chakra. But it's also connected with the root chakra as well. It being a nature stone, nature-based stone, it grounds, balances, promotes abundance and prosperity, strength, courage, releases old habits, which is always good. I have some old habits I'd like to release. Again, a connection to nature, and a stone of new beginnings. And yeah, I actually started, before I had these 5 stones I carried around as like a group or kit or whatever you want to call it. I was walking around with the dragon blood and the moss agate. I didn't get the green tree agates till a couple months later, I think, because I was actually having trouble finding them in a few of the stores around town. But eventually they popped up, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna get 2 in case I lose one or something. I don't know. But I was carrying those 2 stones around. The dragon blood more for like the courage and the, you know, willpower to communicate with people, well, mainly people of the opposite gender that I like to associate with. And the moss agate was for the connection with nature, because I wanted to do more in that, and to, you know, stone of new beginnings. I wanted to promote having a new beginning with somebody, you know, and that's pretty much why I was carrying them around. I guess they were kind of like my stone combination of trying to talk to women. I don't know. It seemed funny in my head, but that's pretty much what it was. And the last stone I'm gonna go over is it's called petrified wood, and this is to me this is a pretty piece. The majority of it is like this, like stone gray color, but the part I like is the other side, where it has what looks like, it has this orange here, and it has these black stripes, and it reminds me of tiger stripes. So I found that to be pretty and fascinating when I got this stone. And there's more about that stone in a minute, because there's a story behind this stone, which is actually the main reason why I wanted to do this video. But, you know, I'm talking about this other stuff too. I'm just going to go ahead and finish talking about it. So, this is associated with the root, and I believe the sacral chakra. Definitely the root chakra, because this used to be a tree, you know, and trees are in the earth, and, you know, earth is associated with rooting. Trees root out, you know what I mean. Most stones that are associated with the root chakra are really good for grounding energy out of your body. This one offers mental stability, promotes concentration, which I can use, especially for some of these videos, encourages goal setting, calms fears. It's a timeless energy, which makes sense because you know how old trees generally have to be to get to the point where they actually petrify? I want to say it's like hundreds, maybe even over 1,000 years, but you know, and not all trees petrify. And I don't know if it's, I should probably do more research on this before I actually talk much about it, but I don't know if it's just due to time or if it's like something in the soil or the environment itself. I know there's a place somewhere around here that is like the petrified forest where pretty much all the trees there are petrified, and I think it was something in the soil and the water. I have no idea. I don't know enough about it to keep talking about it, so I'm going to move on. What else do you do, my friend? Represents our journey of spiritual growth and a steady and consistent at a steady and consistent pace, which makes beautiful sense, especially where this stone comes from. So now we're going to talk about Reiki. Okay, so when I got certified as a Reiki master healer, I had to go through several certification classes. There's at least with Usui Shiki Ryoho, there was 3 levels of certifications before you were fully certified, and each level was its own class. Like I go to my mentor and spend anywhere between 6 to 8 hours in a day doing, you know, class work, learning, that kind of stuff. And at the end of each level would be the attunement ceremony, where, you know, I had like 3 or 4 other people that I did this class with, and sadly I was the only one who finished level 3, like got fully certified. One person I think dropped out after level 1, and the others didn't make it to level 3 for various reasons. But anyways, so individually you go into this one room, and the facilitator will do this ceremony, and she was essentially attuning my physical and energetic body to be able to be the conduit for the energy that I bring in when I do my Reiki sessions. And at the end of the ceremony, while you're still sitting in a chair or whatever, your eyes closed, you had to keep your eyes closed throughout the whole ceremony, she would bring up this like bowl that had like all these stones and crystals in it, and I would reach in my hand without looking and just pick one that felt right, that resonated with me, and pull it out, and that was going to be my attunement crystal. And this petrified wood was the very first one I got when I got level 1 certified, and I've carried this thing with me for pretty much ever since. I don't always carry it on me, but there's sometimes I'll put it aside to carry other stones, but it doesn't take long before I come across it again, and I'm like, I want to carry it around some more. So that one I've carried around a lot, and it makes sense because, well, even though my awakening started years before that, during the time frame I got that was when I decided I wanted to do more. I wanted to do Reiki. I wanted my spiritual path to go on further than that, and I knew that there was more to my life than what was at that time. So this was my first stone I ever picked out like that, and so it does to me represent the journey of spiritual growth that I am going through. It marks, maybe not the beginning, but close enough. It marks a very important milestone in my spiritual journey. So yeah, to be perfectly honest, well, I did that each one. I did a 2-minute ceremony at the end of the level 2 cert training and got a stone for that, and then the same thing with the level 3 training. I did a 2-minute ceremony, the final attunement ceremony, and I got a stone for that. But the 2 stones I got for the second and third, I have no idea what they are or where they are, if I even still have them. I feel a little bad about that, but I'm not like gonna beat myself up with guilt and shame over that. So anyways, but yeah, I pretty much wanted to talk about in this video that with at least my experience with going through Reiki training is that you'll go through 3 different levels, and in between, like when you receive the attunement ceremony, it's suggested that you sorry, I need something to drink, that you need to take usually 21 days. Like whenever you're trying to quit a bad habit or detox your body or something of that nature, generally you try to go 21 days. It's said if you go 21 days without, let's say, smoke cigarettes, you go 21 days without smoking cigarettes, then you break that habit and you're pretty much good. Not to say you can't fall off the wagon and go back, but generally most of the time, 80-90% of the time, I guess, if you can go 21 days without whatever habit you're trying to break, you can pretty much break it. 30 days max, 21 to 30 days generally. So we do the attunement ceremony, and we'd have to take at least about a month before we try to go do the next level. And did the second level, did the attunement ceremony, did that again. But it actually took me several months before I got back to level 3, and that was kind of my fault because I hadn't really practiced anything from what I learned in the previous 2 classes, and somehow my teacher knew that. And so she told me, she's like, you need to start actually practicing. So she gave me another month to start doing the work on someone else besides myself, which I did, and then went back and got done. It was actually a quick one. She went over the last section of it with me. It took about an hour, and showed me a couple extra tricks. I shouldn't call them tricks. A couple of extra techniques, and then we did the attunement ceremony and printed out my certification, and that was it. I was Reiki Master Healer certified. Yeah. Overall, not a difficult process. It was very easy to learn, and I'll give you a little bit more detail, but I can't give you too much more for specific reasons. But the first level was pretty much just, the history of it, learning what it is, what it was, where it came from, and how it impacts life today, and that kind of stuff. Mostly it was just the book knowledge of it, and I still have all that. I have it all printed out somewhere in a green folder that it came in. I don't always, but if I ever need to go back and reference something, I have it for that purpose. Level 2, you're introduced to 3 specific symbols that help with the Reiki work. For respect for the practice, I'm not actually going to show them to you, tell you what they're called, or I could tell you, I could tell you what they do. So one of them, when you utilize it, it helps enhance the healing energy. The other one assists in helping to break old habits, or things that no longer serve you. I've used that one quite a bit. And the third one helps promote distance Reiki energy, helps to facilitate, to make sure it goes there and does what it needs to do. The third level, you got introduced to the final symbol. Again, I won't name it or show it to you, sorry, but I must respect the practice. So, but it pretty much just how can I say this? I'll just say it's like an overall boost in everything that you do. For the first year and a half that I was doing this, I would utilize the symbols quite often. Almost every practice or every session I did with a client. And I got to a point where I felt like I was confident enough and trusted in my power and ability that I actually haven't really had to use them at all for months. But they're still there in case I ever feel like I need to call on them. And they are an integral part of, well, at least the Usui Shikiryoho version of Reiki healing. And so, yeah. So, but that's pretty much it for that segment. And ironically enough, as soon as I finish this video, the rain stops. Neato. So anyways, that's the video for today. Thank you for watching it. If you're still here, I appreciate it. And I'm going to make note that it's under 30 minutes, which I've been trying to do since I started this channel. I have a whole list of other topics, other videos I want to do, so I'm going to be kind of pounding them out over the next few weeks, and I'm going to just keep doing stuff until I feel that it's time to take a break or something. And if any of you have suggestions or questions or anything, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will get to them eventually. Like I said, I don't have open access to internet. I will one day soon, I'm sure, but for now, if it takes me a while to get back to you, please understand. Thank you. I love you all, and have a good day.